Today, my guest is Azerbaijan Popular Front Party Supreme Assembly Chairman Hasan Karimov. Hasan Karimov was arrested upon 2 April protests. He was taken to a police department where he was held together with 54 people in the same cell. There, his health deteriorated and he was taken to hospital. How did it happen? Where were you held and did you attend the protests? Actually, I was planning to attend, but taking into consideration that I had 2 attacks before the protests, the party leadership decided not to allow me into the protests. During the protest day, I was in the apartment of my associate and Popular Front Party member, and there I was planning to get information about the arrested people from the department heads and then deliver this information to the press, the information agencies or so. This process lasted until 4 o'clock when the door suddenly began to be knocked on. My associate had gone to the protest himself and had told me not to open the door whenever it is knocked on. Therefore, we didn't open the door, but again, at about 5 o'clock, the door began to be knocked on without break, and a while later, the door was broken down. It was opened, and I saw that they were the head of Sabaya District Police Department. His name is Hasan, and I don't know his surname. And there were another 8 to 9 people with him, police officers with him, and they asked what we were doing there. I told that this is the apartment of my associate, my friend, and we have close relations, family relations, and it is common for me to visit his house. He said that no, you must be taken to the police department, and they took me and my associates, Eldar Guliyev and Roshan Husseinov, to the police department. There they took me into a room. There they asked information about me, like my address, my personal information. Then the department head entered the room. He began to insult me. He used inappropriate language against me. I told them that I had not attended any protest meeting, and why are you insulting me and why I am here? Then he began to use again inappropriate language against the opposition representatives. Then I was taken to a cell, and there was not like enough air. I had difficulty breathing. Then Roshan Guliyev and Roshan asked to take me out of this cell because they understood that my situation was grave. How many people were in the cell? They say there are 44. Yes, there were about 54 people in the cell. And then they took me to a cell with 4 people, and there were 2 soldiers there. They also understood that my health state was grave. Even the soldiers asked the police. They said that there's an aged man here with grave health state, and asked the police to take me out of the cell. But they ignored it, and then I approached the door and said that I'm an aged man and I have suffered 2 heart attacks up to now. Please tell the leadership that my situation is grave. I told them to bring a doctor, and they said yes, we'll do. 2 hours later, they took me to the 5th story, and they said that I will meet some people there. There, the men introduced themselves as investigators of Baku City Prosecutor's Office, and I also told them that my health is bad, and the lawyer that I was provided with also said that I see that his health is bad, he needs a doctor. Then I felt the signs of heart attack, I had nausea, and I told them that I have suffered 2 heart attacks and I see the signs of it again. again. An hour and a half later, an ambulance came. He looked at me, and in this reason, I have worked much, and they knew me, and said that you have suffered heart. You are a patient that has suffered heart attacks, and he said that it was not in my capacity, but anyway, he helped me. But then he got permission and again found to urgent medical aid, and they said that a heart cardiologist is required for this patient. And an hour later, a doctor came, cardiologist came, but he was not allowed to enter the area of police department. Then again appealed to investigator and asked to allow the doctor to enter. Then the police was sent to bring the doctors. The doctor came, provided first preliminary aid, and I was seeing that he said that told the investigator that he's suffering an infection and he cannot be held here. Then the investigator went to consult some people because he didn't make decision independently. He was consulting with someone. They a few times told the doctor, I was hearing how the doctor was telling them that this patient is in very grave situation. You will, and you think that you will also be liable for this man. After long consultations, I was taken from there and taken to extraordinary station of the police department, and I felt that they were still in concern. And later a police told me that it's very difficult to take you out of this department because there are a lot of Azerbaijan Popular Front Party members before the police office, and it may create a great echo. Then they cut the power supply to the police department, this extraordinary police station, and they ordered the ambulance to move to the behind the police station, and they ordered then to the police employee to suddenly open the door so that no one could see who is taken out from the police station. I was taken to hospital number 4. There are some black spots in your hand. You know, in the police department they forcibly took me by locking my hands, and I told them that, oh, why do you need to do so? I'm not going to escape, to run away. And also there are some places, some spots of injection in my hands, I must say. At about 3 a.m. in the morning, my situation again went bad. And I'm not disappointed with the hospital, like the chief doctor was quite interested in my situation. You know, I needed a specialized doctor. Next day, another doctor, was brought. He examined me, but I saw that his receipts didn't help me. Later, party leadership came, talked to me. After that, I was taken to Republican hospital, clinic hospital. And there I felt that I was diagnosed rightfully. What was your diagnosis? You know, it was a very rare case, they say. It happens 1 in a million man. Like, I was very on the border of another heart attack, but escaped death completely by chance. Unfortunately, both in hospital number 4 and in Central Republican Clinic Hospital, there were police employees before the hospital, and only my spouse was allowed to meet with me, and no other party representatives or my relatives were not allowed to meet with me. And on those days, I was only allowed to meet with Foreign Party head Ali Karimli and Arzu Samadbayle. How do you feel now? Now I have the pains again. The process is going on, but thanks to the medicine, my condition is stable. now, and I have to receive some medicines for coming days, and upon a week of treatment I will be treated in Turkey. Now I'm waiting for the international passport of my spouse. Perhaps I will go to Turkey for treatment, because here they said that I could be treated here. I don't hide I know Azerbaijan government enough well. I didn't risk to be treated here. And how do you assess the situation now? Your detention there, your appeal, how should it be so that it becomes a care? It depends on the ruling establishment. A person can be oppositionist or can support ruling party. It is just a human issue. For example, if a man falls in the street, someone should help him, who he is. And I know that I have enough respect in police department, and I had usually helped them. They know me and respect me. Just they couldn't do any help me. And another person in Jalabad region suffered a treatment exactly like you, but it led to his death. It is a psychological issue, and don't you think that it is high time to settle the problems through dialogue? Maybe it is soft or hard dialogue. It is high time. It should have been held earlier. I think some problems raised by opposition could be settled through dialogue, and the government could hold reforms. In Turkey, look at the relations between Turkish opposition and Turkish authorities. They help each other, but here the situation is different. The ruling party doesn't tolerate to negotiate with opposition. They can't accept that they can negotiate with an oppositionist. In Azerbaijan, it is abnormal situation. I agree that it is high time for dialogue, for negotiations. It should have been arranged earlier. First of all, we have Azerbaijani culture, Azerbaijani mentality. We should follow it. And yes, in the political arena, we can struggle against each other, compete against each other, but there are some human feelings that are not related with politics at all. This barrier should be removed earlier or sooner or later. To tell the truth, yesterday's death in Jalabad made me very sad as a human. I'm a journalist, of course. Earlier in the same family there could be an oppositionist, an independent, or a ruling party supporter. But in recent period, the scene is different. Let's say the authorities even don't agree that, for example, their children, their son or daughter could marry to an oppositionist, or even have meal together with oppositional supporter. What is your advice to remove this gap? And again, I want to reiterate that in the society, consideration of oppositional and ruling party relations should be changed. Yes, the situation in Jalabad is very concerning. The child that committed this crime was, his father was arrested. He's in hospital now, and it shouldn't be associated with his father, who is an oppositionist. He committed crime, but it mustn't be related. It is not right. It shouldn't be related to politics. We have mentality. In Azerbaijan, the aged men are always respected. Thank you for this interview. I wish you sound health, and I wish you had a successful medical operation in Turkey. Taking the chance, I want to thank to all media representatives who supported me in this period. Today we are in Hasan Bey's apartment. He gave interview to Objective TV and I thank to him for this.